The Gospel according to St. Matthew, chapter 14, verses 13 to 21. When Jesus heard that Herod had beheaded John the Baptist, Jesus withdrew in a boat to a deserted place by himself. The crowds heard of this and followed him on foot from their towns. When he disembarked and saw the vast crowd, his heart was moved with pity for them, and he cured their sick. When it was evening, the disciples approached him and said, "This is a deserted place, and it is already late. Dismiss the crowds so that they can go to the villages and buy food for themselves." Jesus said to them, "There is no need for them to go away. Give them some food yourselves." But they said to him, 5 loaves and 2 fish are all we have here." Then he said, "Bring them here to me." And he ordered the crowds to sit down on the grass. Taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, and looking up to heaven, he said a blessing, broke the loaves, and gave them to the disciples, who in turn gave them to the crowds. They all ate and were satisfied, and they picked up the remnants left over, 12 wicker baskets full. Those who ate were about 5,000 men, not counting women and children. This gospel teaches us many things, but there are just 3 points I would like to mention. The first is the compassion which Jesus had for people. When he disembarked from the boat and saw the vast crowd, his heart was moved with pity for them, and he cured their sick. How necessary it is for us to be in touch with other people, with their feelings, and to place ourselves in their position, especially those in need, the sick and the poor, and to sympathize with them and to reach out to them. Compassion. The second point is that Jesus looked up to heaven, and he, though the crowd was large and the food was very meager, yet he gave thanks, and he asked the idea of looking to our Heavenly Father for the needs we need. Sometimes it's not material things, even in our families and people we associate with. It could be just a word of encouragement. It could be just a smile or a pat on the back. And then the third point I would like to mention is that Jesus himself did not distribute the bread and the fish, but he gave it to his disciples. It's interesting that Jesus did not do this, but He had his disciples do it. In other words, we are the hands of Jesus, or the hands of our Father, and we help others. So, these 3 points I would just like to mention, namely, compassion for people, helping others, reaching out to others. Then also prayer, looking to heaven, to our Heavenly Father, for the needs we need. And finally, that we ourselves cooperate with our Heavenly Father in sharing His blessings with others. In other words, being the hands of God. God bless you, and have a nice day.